All right. Hi, everyone. I hope you're having a great time. Welcome to Agile in Action. We are going to talk about different roles in Agile, and we are going to take you through what it looks like in different industry and for different roles. So let's start. I'm going to start with Jeffrey, they told me, right?
Sure, that's perfect.
They
Start
told
us
me.
off, Jeff. Let's go. Let's keep the
Okay,
energy
Jeffrey.
high.
Actually, this question is for all of you, but we can start with Jeffrey. What is Agile and what does it look like in your organization?
Sure. So just to kind of start it off, Agile is really an iterative development process. So it really focuses on a lot of sprints. So you're meeting a lot more frequently, reviewing processes, communicating with the team just to make sure that you're delivering the highest value items first.
That's fire. And I'll just jump in. First, y'all, make sure you're taking notes. Please, I say this every time I do a speaking engagement. We're going to give you a gem that could take you to the next level in your life or your career. In terms of the textbook example or definition of Agile, it's really a project management framework where you take a big project and you break it up into small chunks of work. And to Jeff's point, you're iterating. You're trying to deliver value faster than using the old school waterfall method where you get all the requirements. It takes months, sometimes years to deliver that project. You want to move faster and deliver the highest value thing as quickly as possible to the customer.
Yep, I completely agree with that. I know specifically at Ally, what we do is we're customer focused. So all of that value that they spoke about delivering, everything that we're doing, all of our processes, all of our interactions, we're focused on making sure we can deliver value to our customers and to our end users.
And the last thing I'll say, in my current role at McDonald's, I think of when we're doing Agile like the big three. So you have product, you have your UX team, and then you have your tech or your engineering partners. So that's really a squad that's working together, going through the Agile methodology to deliver that work as fast as possible, testing and learning, launching minimal viable products or MVPs so that we can deliver value to the customer, to the business, but also earn trust with our stakeholders, which is very, very important, and we'll talk about that more in the panel.
In Chase, we have a fourth person, which is the data leader.
Ooh, that's fire.
Yes. And it's like the newest thing, and it really works.
Wow, so what do they bring, like insights to help inform?
How do you manage the data? How do you store data quality, security? Yeah, it's the newest addition to the
That's dope.
Agile Quad. All right, we're going to go with describe your role and how do you got here?
I'll start. So my role as a senior product manager, I use a lot of sports analogies. I'm in Philly. I'm the biggest Allen Iverson fan. Y'all clap it up for Allen Iverson. Yeah, so first time in Philly, so I use a lot of sports analogies. I consider a product manager, the best product managers are point guards. They set the tone. They're driving that fast break. They're passing the ball to their UX partners. They're passing the ball to their engineers. They're passing the ball back, but ultimately giving that engineer the best position to be able to score the basket for what we're delivering in each of those sprints. How I got here, y'all, my background, before this product stuff, I was a 6th grade science teacher and basketball coach.
That's awesome.
Now, please listen carefully. If a 6th grade science teacher and basketball coach can become a senior manager of product management at the #1 restaurant in the world, building technology, anybody in this audience can get to this seat. So, and I didn't know product existed until I got a huge opportunity to join Amazon, and I got into the role and I saw, similar to what Cam Ward said earlier, where he saw an executive doing a presentation, he had on his J's, he had on his T, he had on his chain, he said, that's how I'm gonna show up when I present. When I saw this product manager who looked like me in Amazon, I said, man, what do you do? He was like, bro, it depends on the day. I'm talking to users, I'm talking to UX, I'm getting my business case, I'm working on my P&L. I said, so you get to do everything and not just one thing. And so it was just that exposure to someone in product that got me excited, and I've been loving it ever since.
Awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love hearing about transitions. It's such a pivotal role to having so many different kinds of people in technology. So I'm a Scrum Master at Ally, and I essentially bring order to chaos. So if you think about how the road looks, right? Sometimes you see some people, they're turning left or they're supposed to be turning right, or, things just looking kind of crazy. So I would essentially be the traffic conductor. I could be right there in the middle of things,
That's fire.
conducting traffic, making sure that the flow is going right. So I'm trying to make sure we're continuously delivering value to our customers and our end users. And another thing that I'm doing as well is making sure that my developers and the people that I'm supporting, they're able to do the best job possible. And so if you think about like life things that are happening or anything that could potentially come in the way of you succeeding and doing your job, your Scrum Master is the person that's the champion for you. They go to bat for you. When you need someone to support you, you go and talk to your Scrum Master. And I feel the exact same way, right? Like, you literally can get into this role and you don't need a whole lot of experience. You just figure it out. You can get certifications. You can do the right things. The way that I got into my role is I was actually a business analyst, and I got a chance to do a plethora of things because Ally is amazing. So I got a chance to talk to customers and end users, do some product owner work, work in just a plethora of different capacities. And I was able to show the leaders that, hey, I'm a person that delivers. And so one of the leaders came up to me and he was like, you know what? I think you could lead the DevOps team. And I was like, what is DevOps? I'm like, what is this thing that you're talking about? And he's like, you know what? It's just you have a way of bringing order. And so you can come do that for the team. And that's what I did. And here I am. I'm a Scrum Master today.
Clap it up, Mashia. You crushed that. Let's go.
Thank you.
And so last but not least, I'm Jeff once again. I am a project manager. So with our roles, they're very similar, but kind of have like specific, I guess, skill sets. For me as a project manager, I stumbled into this role just by understanding like what I'm good at. And I was, my background is in healthcare. I really worked in a patient-facing facility for about 5 years, and I was kind of confused of where I wanted to navigate. I always knew that I wanted to work for myself, and I knew that my skill sets were organization and planning. And I kind of just Googled, like, well, with these skill sets, where can I go? I can really just be able to plan things, I can organize, and then a list of various roles popped up, one of them being project manager. And so from there, I just did a deeper dive. I said, well, with the project management track as a role, where can I get to? That can lead to consulting, that can lead to operations, and a more generic or highly sought after role. So I felt like job stability was there, the pay was good, and there wasn't necessarily a requirement for having a certification, even though that it's a good thing to have. So with that, I built my project management career working at a data analytics company, really managing products, training various healthcare facilities on how to use our products. And then I ended up obtaining my project management certification from PMI Institute. So that's really like that quote unquote gold standard. So you learn like the technical project management methodology, and that is really like sought after for a lot of companies. So with that, I really just started to look at, okay, well, I have the basis of this mindset of a project manager, and now I'm calling myself a project manager, so I'm able to really just be confident in that role. I started working with Pfizer, and then I also developed my own consulting company, so working as a consultant, strategic advising, managing projects for various organizations. As a project manager, you are considered, if we're going to use an analogy, you're a GPS. So people are going to tell you where they're trying to go, and you need to get them there, right? So for me, my skill set is I'm looking from macro to micro. So you're going to tell me that you're trying to get to point A, and I'm going to break down the steps from 1 to 10 to get you there, and who needs to complete each step of the way. And so I'm looking at resources, I'm looking at people's time frame, I'm communicating and understanding what their needs, how to provide incentives. Project managers typically excel in planning and executing as well as managing, but we actually don't necessarily do the actual work. We incentivize people to do the work for us. So with that said, there's an underlying skill set that you have to have of just understanding people.
Yeah,
Nice.
just to chime in.
Come on,
that's
please
so
add to
amazing.
that. That was fire, Jeff. Let's go.
Something that he mentioned is he's constantly assessing his skill set. He's constantly looking at, okay, so I like doing this, or I'm good at doing this, and And I want to continue to grow in this area. When you're in tech, you're doing that constantly because the industry is always moving, it's always evolving. You have to evolve too, and you can. You know, you mentioned the PMP, I believe. So there are organizations out here that will give you a scholarship to go do your PMP. You just got to search and look.
And that PMP, y'all, is a game changer. That project management professional, if you can get that certification, those 3 letters on your LinkedIn, change the game. And the one thing I wanted to add, a data point, by 2035, there's going to be a demand of 100,000 project managers. 100,000 jobs are needed for his job. So if you're thinking about what next move to make, going after that PMP and assessing your skills, to Jeff's point, what am I good at? Am I good at organization, planning, execution? If you say yes to those things, then you now have a role that you can go after and leave this conference with a clear direction.
That is awesome. So we have the GPS, we have the traffic controller, and we have the point guard. Now you guys know how to get into tech. Okay.
Let's go.
Okay, Marcus, how Agile methodologies have evolved, and based on what we have, how does it look in different industries?
Oh, that's an excellent question.